British rule. That flag down. He said, we don't understand in shreds. The flagpole.
Hi guys, good day and welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite girls. And we are so excited today. We've been checking out a couple of videos from the USA in particular. From a previous video that we saw about swimming fans when the mic went off and they sang the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. You know, I remembered about the Star Spangled Banner. If you've never heard it, it's a video that I've seen, and it's one that made me to fall in love with the USA. It's one of the videos I saw in the earlier days of this channel, and I cried out my eyes. So emotional, so touching. The story behind the Star Spangled Banner by Francis Scott Key. So my friend here is interested in seeing the video. She's like, why are you all about the USA? Why were you so touched, and what's so special about their national anthem? So I'm like, I'm going to bring her to the channel for her to see for herself. So today my friend is going to be checking out the Star Spangled Banner as you've never heard it before, for the first time.
For the first time.
As for me, this is like my 100th time I was seeing this particular video.
She was so emotional the last time.
Yeah,
I was touched, but she was like super touched. And I was like, what is so special about this whole history and all? And I would really love to know. And this is my first time about to watch it. So.
Yeah, Star Spangled Banner, I've never heard it. So we don't want to talk too much. We just want to get right into it. But before then, if you're new here, please do also hit the subscribe button. It will go a long way for us, for me in particular, and give us a big thumbs up if you eventually enjoy our reaction. And without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the national anthem. It is our song as an American. We go, however, to a ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious conflict with the mother country, Britain. Because of this conflict and the protractedness of it, they had accumulated prisoners on both sides. The American colonies had prisoners and the British had prisoners. And the American government initiated a move. They went to the British and they said, let us negotiate for the release of these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man out to discuss this with you. They were holding the American prisoners in boats about 1,000 yards offshore. And they said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. He will come out and negotiate to see if we can make a mutual exchange. On the appointed day, in a rowboat, he went out to this boat and he negotiated with the British officials. And they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis. Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men.
Oh my God.
And he said, men, I've got news for you tonight. You're free. He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage to the shore, the admiral came and he said, we have a slight problem. He said, we will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter. And Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, he said, tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry? He said, we're going to remove it from the face of the earth. He said, how are you going to do that? He said, if you will, scan the horizon of the sea. And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots. And he said, that's the entire British war fleet. He said, all of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said the war's over. These men would be free anyway. He said, you can't shell that fort. He said, that's a large fort. He said, it's full of women and children. He says, it's predominantly not a military fort. He said, don't worry about it. They said, we've left them a way out. And he said, what's that? He said, do you see that flag way up on the rampart? He said, we have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. And we'll know that they've surrendered, and you'll now be under British rule. Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen. And they said, how many ships? He said, hundreds.
Wow.
The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top and he said, men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, tell us where the flag is.
Oh my God.
What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us.
Is it still flying?
1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling. Every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb. And Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, it's still up. It's not down.
It's not down.
The admiral came and he said, your people are insane. He said, what's the matter with them? He said, don't they understand this is an impossible situation? Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said the thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The admiral said, we have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down. He said, we don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly again and again and again, and yet it's still flying. We don't understand that. But he said, now we're about to bring every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point. Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful.
Unmerciful.
All that he could hear
This is so sad.
was the men down below praying.
Praying.
The prayer. God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it.
My God. Whoa.
Sunrise came.
How am I doing this?
He said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough. There stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds.
Still standing.
The flagpole itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top.
Was still standing.
Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened.
Oh my God.
And what he'd found had happened was that that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits. And when hit had fallen,
Still standing.
but men, fathers,
Who
knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground. Although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and held it up humanly until they died.
Until they died.
Their bodies were removed and others took their place.
Oh Jesus.
Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle
Body.
were patriots' bodies.
Oh my God. Oh God.
He penned the song, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light
Ooh.
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The debt was demanded. The price, it was paid.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break through, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Indeed. I think you guys deserve a salute, honestly.
They definitely deserve the salute. They definitely do. They definitely do. It's just amazing.
Jesus, I don't know, how was it for you?
I was really touched when he said the bodies held this flag standing. And you know what I've noticed about Americans? They love God. Like, Thanksgiving is like so important to them.
I don't think that Thanksgiving is actually about God. The regular Thanksgiving.
Like,
that they
it's just
do.
I think it's just Thanksgiving for everything. You're just
I think
thanking
it's
God.
just a gathering where the family comes together.
Yeah, and
they eat.
I think it's probably from their history.
Yes.
From history, they've been through a lot. No wonder they said Americans value their flags, because what? The bodies holding that flag up.
Like, they actually sacrificed their
lives to make sure those flags were
the
standing.
flag never fell. Like,
that
when
was
some people die, they will take them away. They will now hold it.
hold on
You're
to the
willing
flag
to die.
for your country. It was just amazing.
This is the height of sacrifice. This gets to me all the time. Like, I didn't know I was going to be so emotional. Like, if I had known, I would have just let her worship alone, because, like, I don't even. You guys already know how I feel about this. And did this give you any meaning to the song and why they love the flag so much?
It did.
Does it really change the perspective?
If people died trying to hold on that flag, why won't you love that flag?
And fly it
Why won't
proudly.
you love it and fly it everywhere around the world? Why won't you love that flag so much and put it in your houses and in your cars and everywhere? So it's the song, everything, the history was just, and the history is just amazing. It's just amazing, and really, no wonder. I think Americans have so much pride in their country. No wonder they are very
Yes.
proud.
Yeah.
You guys are very proud of your country, and it's just
It's
amazing.
justifiable.
Yes, it is.
Because there's nobody, even not as an American, I'm proud of your nation just by seeing this video, the history behind it.
Exactly.
I think this is like the most meaningful history behind the flag. I don't know if
And
that's it.
yeah, and we watched a video previously where there are states in America that have like a lot of disasters and all. And the thought that came to my mind was, if states like this go through this regularly, and America is still where it is today, it's just amazing. It's just really, really amazing, and I'm like super proud.
Honestly.
Definitely.
So that's it about this one. Thank you guys so much for watching it with us. We are sorry if we got emotional at some point. It's just that I don't think there's anybody that will see this and not get touched.
Definitely.
This is not fabricated unless it is, but if it's like really true, which I got a lot of comments and people saying this is the history and this is what happened, then we are deeply touched. We are, because I think this is a very beautiful history. Like, it's a touching one.
It's amazing.
There's no, but like, I literally had goosebumps.
Exactly. Like I
so
was
touching.
Of all the videos we've been watching, I was like, this is the most touching one. This is just the most touching one, and that flag still kept standing. That was just
Because they
amazing.
didn't let it, like they were willing to sacrifice anything it took to hold on to that flag.
It's just amazing. And really, when you serve God well,
yes,
it
it's
just
based. I feel like
pays.
American's foundation is built on
it's
God.
on a solid ground,
Foundation,
which is God. Yes.
So thank you all so much for watching it with us. We hope you enjoyed that much with this few minutes. Please share your thoughts with us. What do you think? Do you think this video is actually a touching one, or we are just like so emotional about it and it's not really like this? We'd love to read from you, and also please do also subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, it will go a long way. Share this video with your friends and loved ones so you can support the channel, and to be highly appreciated. Oh, sorry. Thank you all so much. God bless you. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you all on our next video.